Hello everybody, it is Regulus here. Welcome back to Divinity Original Sin 2 Enhanced Edition. That's right guys, this is episode 2 where we have just reached Fort Joy. If you've not yet seen the previous episode, make sure to go and watch it now because we are, you know, second episode. You gotta know what's going on.
Quite gruesome, even for a human.
The ancient statue of Brachus Rex. We can see him right there, looking rather menacing with all the slave-looking people beneath his feet. Pretty intense. So, as per usual, you gotta loot everything you can just to find it all. And there is a little child down here by the name of Tam.
The child has a small
Let's have a chat.
in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
Muse his words. Many people are strange, but can you truly say one is stranger than another?
The child considers your statement.
You're weird.
Fair.
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
Well, you must be, or you wouldn't be here.
The child screws up his face and looks at you hard. He lifts his mirror up to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong or crazy.
Well, Mr. Tam, they may well be wrong and crazy.
Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than outside.
It is quite nice out here, actually. I'm surprised not more people chill out here on a regular basis. Do your parents know where you are, little Tam?
They're gone now. Their magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home.
Oh, that sounds a bit sad. But, Tam, it isn't safe out here. Our ship was attacked by Voidworker not far off the shore.
Die?
Why don't you seem scared, little man?
I guess I am. But it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Feel a little bad for Tam, don't we? Say you survived the Voidworker attack by the skin of your teeth. He should really find somewhere safer to go.
Safer. That's what I mean.
Oh.
You'll see.
Oh dear. Okay. I suppose he is in a rather safe spot. And up here, yep, it's all just wreckage still. Got to explore all the areas again, because you never know what might be different. Okay, let's go for a little walk through the woods. Pick up a whisperwood and a short stick. You know, you gotta grab what you can. A nice apple. How tasty. Okay, there is some evil Voidwoken over here.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship.
Okay.
Damn. They made it to shore.
Let's do the smart thing and summon a nice little infusion before the battle starts. Lovely. That way we get to actually attack with our little boy before we even technically use our turn. Nice. We got our blood incarnate. He took a hit, but that's not too bad. We can also summon... We'll just summon standard wood totem because I don't really feel like putting the totem just on top of the enemies. Plus the wood totem, let's be honest, does look pretty awesome. Look at it. It's got this creepy face. It's like an elf type thing, I believe. And we might as well move a little bit closer. Nice. Oh, he's talking to us. He's literally saying our name. But our little friend just killed him, so it didn't matter. And now, hopefully finish you. Lovely.
These bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay.
They were. But now we can have a bit of a loot. None of them have anything, but there is Magister Jallan.
By a Voidwoken. I'm wondering which order.
And we got some good loot from him. Nothing in the barrel. And here is definitely some destroyed ship parts. Cool, cool. Let's keep it going, shall we? So obviously the game will ramp up in difficulty since we are just in the early stages. These enemies are quite easy to kill. But it...
Here,
Whoa!
Marcus, another giant. My word. This blasted isle is teeming with them.
Sir Lora. So guys, this is one of the big things with Definitive Edition. Well, it was released alongside Definitive Edition. Sir Lora, he is, as you can probably, or maybe not be able to tell, a squirrel, by the looks of it, riding an undead cat.
Yes, I did see how it made short work of the great acorn servants. Quite right, very impressive. But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the great acorn is returning in all its wrath.
The great acorn is returning. Ooh.
Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, I see. You cunning devil, Quercus. Of course, if it defeated the great acorn's vile servants, it can do so again. We need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe.
I already like this guy, the voice acting and everything. So I think he replaces, normally there's a black cat at this point in the game who becomes your friend, but I'm assuming he replaces it because he's in the same place. Laugh and tell him he's quite welcome to follow in your shadow.
Egads, it speaks our tongue, Quercus. Hush before...
Ooh, I wonder if our pet pal actually makes us so we can speak to it. I'm not sure if we can hear it if we don't have pet pal.
You mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Sir Lora, grandest of the... Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust too easily, my dear steed. No, we will have the giant march. In time, we'll see whether it deserves our confidence.
Ooh, okay.
Now, onwards! Shield! Venture forth, post-haste. The great acorn waits for no one.
So he is now going to follow us around. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what he does for us. Haven't looked into him too much because I didn't want to spoil the mystery. And but I'm sure we'll find out relatively soon. So we did get the ability to craft a shiv just there by reading that book, which is helpful. Just take everything we can for now. We can start dropping stuff later. Now, up here we have one of a familiar face, which you may possibly recognize right here. The Red Prince. Now, I've not yet decided if the Red Prince is going to be a companion of ours. But we will talk to him anyway, because I just love the Red Prince, and I'll probably end up picking him anyway.
A strange lizard, gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red colour. Could he be...
We've met him before, yes. Narrator. Calm down. Oh, yep. Cool. Good.
Seeing you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
Greet him heartily and say you're glad to see he survived the shipwreck.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, 2 smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hole.
Well, I am a pretty stand-up guy. I don't know if you could call me a guy.
My gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Well, I was glad to help Red Prince. Doesn't do to stand idly by when people are in danger.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further...
What are you doing here, standing on this rock?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
Oh, I love the Red Prince, his voice and everything. Oh my god.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
I see memories, childhood days spent in the sun. I'm Fane, I definitely don't see that, but...
Memory. Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
And what do you mean by lost, exactly?
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, He stares at you with utter incredulity.
Incredulity.
Well, don't
I
just
love some of the
stand
words they
there
use.
like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
A red lizard. That can only mean one thing. He's the notorious Red Prince using my scholar abilities.
The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun.
Imagine having that name. The Spouse of the Sun. Far
Of
out.
course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Well, would you like to travel with me, Red Prince? Maybe I can even help you get your throne back.
Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship after all.
Damn right I did.
Fine, I accept.
Lovely.
On one condition.
Oh, what is this condition?
For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind.
Ah.
I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company.
I promise.
Jolly good.
Before you go, tell him that you should probably know you're actually an undead.
Oh my word, how you do astound me. Come now, did you really think a handful of linen towels can fool me?
I love it. All your companions can tell instantly that you're undead, but no one else in the game seems to be able to
Don't
tell.
worry. I have studied the arcane arts for years, including necromancy and demonology. I do not hold the petty prejudices of common folks. In fact, I prefer the exceptional in all things. Your secret is safe with me.
It's good to know. I'm glad that I am
settled. First things first.
safe with you, Mr.
Even if
Prince.
you are as versed in the art of
Comrade.
eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
Okay, now we need to pick a class for the old Red Prince. Now, I think that I want the Red Prince to be a fighter.
Do
So-
not take my elegance as a mask for frailty. My blows shatter shields, and my thrusts pierce armor. If a warrior you need, the warrior you'll have.
I think I want an executioner. I want him to be a two-handed powerhouse. Just like wielding a massive sword or hammer. I know this bottom one says hammer, but it's also dark arts. And I don't really want that. I kind of just want him to be a pure, like, destructive force. So I'm going to make him an executioner or a knight, as it is also seen.
Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
That settles it.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince.
Whoops, someone's
Proper
beeping out the
forms
front.
include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord.
Milord.
As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings.
Oh, how nice of you.
Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
Lovely. Okay, we now have a new friend in the Red Prince. So, what we will do is we should switch to the Red Prince and equip him with any small amounts of armor we have. He's also wielding a rather decent sword at the moment, so we'll keep him with that.
Oh, how pensively our shield looks down upon us.
So I can talk to him, which is helpful. And okay, let's continue on further into Fort Joy, shall we? Might actually do a little bit of exploration before we get deeper in. See what we can find along the... Oh, there's the black cat.
Small, furry creature.
Hello.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me.
So can I have the cat and Sir Lora? That's interesting.
What? No, that can't be. I can't... Hey, stop following me.
You feeling okay, little cat?
Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
Where did you come from, friend?
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
Okay, so it looks like we now have all the friends. It's kind of exciting. I thought that Sir Lora had replaced the cat, but it looks like we can get both.
I've spotted something.
Ooh, okay, so we have a
I don't have
sand
the right
pile
tools for
here.
digging.
As a lizard, we can actually dig this up. Normally you would need a shovel,
If one is to reap the proper reward.
but lizards have the claws to dig up that type of thing. And we can get some nice loot from that. Okie dokie. We will actually equip Red Prince with that, because I believe more physical armor is better for him because he will be up close and personal. Now there is some stuff in there, but I'm not going to go for that yet because to get most of it, or all of it, we need a certain item which we'll get a little bit later on. And, ooh, there's a chest in here. Lovely, we got a new wand, which we can probably equip because it is slightly more powerful and has a different element. So now we have an air and a fire wand. Okay, there is a yarrow flower here, which we do want to take for a quest regarding a scary man, and that'll come in lots of handy. There's lots of ways to do quests in this game, which is always super duper exciting. I believe I can actually get up here, and I have found a shovel, so if you don't have a lizard on your team at this point in the game, you can find a shovel up here to dig open that thing. And it's always good to have multiple bedrolls for each of your characters. So, what we should do is go here and send this to the Red Prince so he has his own bedroll for the future. So let's head actually towards the main structure of Fort Joy now and see what exactly is going on in there. Obviously we want to explore as much as possible all around the shop. And kind of just darting back and forth. Let's speak to this small child.
On a stuffy old boat ever again.
Oh, so she was on the boat with us.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh?
Yep.
I'm sure glad you went back to save the others.
Oh,
I saw one of them ringing
she
out their
was
tune
the
at
one.
shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
She was the one on the lifeboat that told us to go save the others. Ah, interesting.
Now where should I put this?
Good to know. Tongs. Why is there tongs over here? Kind of want them. I'm assuming I can't walk to the water to get those bottles of beer, can I? Nope. Does not appear we can. That's alright. I don't think they're going to bring much help. But what we will do is finally, I know I keep saying it, but go to Fort Joy itself.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
Has Bishop Alexander always had a like a necklace on? A source stopping necklace? I thought that's weird. I never actually noticed that before.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
So Alexander is
This can't be serious,
Godwoken.
Alexander, come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask. Quietly mused that if they wanted to keep a lot of their magisters at check,
in check at once. This spectacle is the way to do it, as a scholar.
Atusa pinches the tip
Oh
of
my
her tongue
goodness.
with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow. I never noticed his staff before. That looks awesome. I'm noticing so many things in this playthrough. It's great. Oh, here we go. Goodbye, Atusa. Boom! We leveled up and she got destroyed. Now we can talk to the Red Prince. As you can see, the little exclamation marks above our
The lizard
head.
Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
Well, that was certainly a messy display of dominance.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
So when something important or, you know, even not always important, just something of note happens, then you can talk to your companions about it. So, it does seem that we are overweight in our inventory, so we should probably start sending some stuff to Mr. what's his name? Red Prince. Now we are holding a box which I believe is quite heavy. Wow, that was 50 weight. Okay, we're no longer overweight at all. That's a heavy box, dude. It's a 50-pound box. That's ridiculous.
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty.
Ask if she means those horrific creatures that Magister had in tow.
That Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this?
I'm still getting the lay of the land, you know?
Better get to it then. A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
Okay. So we are now in the main body of Fort Joy with all people, manners of different people and whatnot all around.
Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach.
Tell the man you were close enough to watch them murder one of their
A
own.
traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due.
Well, everyone is a traitor to
The
someone.
Divine Order's all that stands between everything you see and a Void Woken's throat. Any traitor to them is a traitor to us all.
Does this guy not realize that they're currently imprisoning him and he's still defending
They
them?
all don't. The Divine Order doesn't need our loyalty. They'll save us in spite of ourselves.
Okay. Now you can see there is quite a lot going on already in this main courtyard. Let's have a chat to these guys, shall we?
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Hope you're not talking to me.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls
It's
up his
Ivan Ben
sleeve,
Mezd.
well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Yep, that's the one.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Stand beside Ivan and tell the thug to back off.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Oh, also, before we continue to speak to Ivan, we did level up in that previous encounter with, I can't remember, Dallas and Bishop Alexander. So let's increase our intelligence. And I also want to increase our memory so that we do have the ability to learn new skills further on down the line. And of course, increase the summoning ability because that is our main ability, as well as persuasion. And we will switch to the Red Prince, who his main thing will be strength, and two-handed will give us a extra 5% to those weapons, or there is also warfare, which gives us an extra 5% to all physical damage. We will go for the two-handed skill for now, get that up as far as we can, and we will use the Red Prince as our barterer, which means he can get us cheaper prices. He gets 1 persuasion by default as a lizard. They get that as one of their skills automatically. Now, obviously you can see Ivan here is a possible companion, but I'm unsure if I want him as a companion yet. So, let's go and talk to Lohse, because I'm pretty sure I want her as a companion. Because never played through with her and she seems really fun.
Lohse, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube, and you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape?
See, she just seems so fun. Definitely want to run with her this time round. Say you're not sure. You fell into the water and were nearly lost.
Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean.
Nod. Tell her there was a strange voice. It seemed to want you to survive. I think being honest with our companions is probably the way to go. You know, you got to build that trust.
I heard the same thing.
What?
Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only.
Lohse's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks.
Gently call out to her and ask if she's alright.
Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids.
So Lohse is possessed, I do
Light
believe.
suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Frown and ask why she's acting so strangely.
It's nothing really. It's just, I'm just a bit hospitable.
Tell her she's gonna have to elaborate.
Like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road.
That's a bit harsh.
That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you.
I am an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That is not exactly what you want to hear from someone.
I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price.
Oh dear.
Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
Say you may understand her better than she thinks.
She gives you a searching look.
You seem pretty well adjusted.
I reckon I am, at the end of the day. Even though I'm from, like, thousands of years ago and I'm going mad because I'm Fane. Say the Magisters hauled you in, something about being a danger to yourself and society.
Yeah, same story here. Reckon in my case, they might actually be right, though.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that.
You want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that.
Hey, sounds like a good idea.
It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires.
So we need to pick
What'll it be?
an ability for Lohse. Now, I think that magic is her thing.
Mysticism's kind of my speciality. Let's get into the nitty-gritty while we're at it. What sort of magic are you interested in?
Now we need to pick. I think a wizard. It's always good to have a wizzy on your team. Say you're looking for an elemental powerhouse, a wizard will do. Now I believe wizard by default is fire. Oh god, I dropped half of my controller. Where the heck has that gone? Oh dearie, dearie me. We've lost half of our controller. Oh, I found it. My apologies. Yeah, I believe wizard by default is fire and poison, or fire and ground. But we're going to go wizard because I think it suits Lohse the best.
Sounds fine. So we're good to go?
Let's do it.
Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
I have a feeling that's not going to go too well. Tell us one more thing you should know before you continue. You're not totally, well, alive. And I believe she already knows.
Well, duh. I'm sure that disguise will fool most people, but I'm a very sensitive and discerning soul.
Well, good to know.
Most fleshy folks aren't really alive anyway. Don't sweat it. Or whatever it is you do.
That's very offensive.
Now, let's go.
Lovely. So we should probably have a look at the abilities of our companions, by the way. So we have some good, I know what all those abilities do for the Red Prince. We'll show them off in battle. And yes, it is definitely Geomancer and Pyrokinetic as the default for a wizard. So we should click on this waypoint. This means we can teleport to waypoints.
Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods.
Lucian the Divine is like crazy. He was the Divine, which doesn't make any sense to you at the moment, but it'll make more sense in the future. But he died. Or did he? Yeah, he did. Bow your head and offer a silent prayer to Lucian.
Hello. Resonant vibration hums somewhere deep within you. Your knees buckle. The hum grows louder. The world tilts and fades.
And then we can use that to teleport back to the beach or here to the square, which is very helpful in the future to be able to teleport.
Bow your head, please. If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend.
Tell him the Divine is dead no matter how much anyone prays.
Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the Divine's own son, is God-woken. He will ascend. He will protect us from this darkness.
So in case you haven't picked up yet, Bishop Alexander is Lucian's son.
And then he shall ascend.
But I have a feeling he's not going to be our savior. So why is this lady still here?
I saw what you did there, convincing Burrow not to lay the law down on that elf. Why do you want to help one of them?
Say your reasons are your own.
You watch yourself. Oddballs don't last long around here.
How about you calm down, Canna? Why is Burrow just chilling? I thought he was going to leave, to be honest. Okay, now I want to talk to you about stealing something from you.
Screws, bolts, and scraps of metal. The woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after?
This creature seems to be technically minded. Loudly wonder if she could fashion a ripper for you.
Come again?
Patiently explain the schematics, the cutting blades, the skin hooks, all the apparatus needed to remove the facial skin from a humanoid. I feel like that may be a bad thing to say, but we're going to say
You
it.
another friend of Niles? I told that Magister freak to get back to his little dungeon in the keep, and I'll tell you the same. Now get the hell out of my face!
So there's a Magister. We've also what seems to be a desire to remove faces, as we do, which is quite interesting. Let's have a chat to Jeff. That's a weird way to spell Jeff.
Day and night she hollers after that child.
So I believe he's talking about that blonde lady next to him.
Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya?
Say that if he doesn't like it, perhaps he should help her.
Aye, she needs help, but none that I can give. Matters a cooker, that one, and twice as loud.
Ask why he thinks she's mad.
What else do you call hollering after a ghost? That child of hers she's shouting after has been dead and buried a month over. Killed by a void woken back in our home village. Never even stepped foot in Fort Joy.
Oh.
And there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
Well, let's have a chat to
Please.
Farah.
Please, you must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child is missing. My baby.
What can I do to help, Farah?
Oh, bless you. Bless you. She's been missing for days now, and not a single soul will help me look for her. Irma's her name. She's about as high as your hip. Black of hair, a quiet child. Not prone to wandering off. I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a finger to help me find her.
Now, I'm not sure if she's actually dead or not, because he seems to think she is. She seems very convinced she's not. What do you know about your daughter's disappearance?
I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left her doll behind too. It's so unlike her.
So she reckons she saw her 3 days ago. Why will no one else in camp help you look?
This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable evil, but I can't move away from him. What if Irma comes back and I'm not here?
Can I have a closer look at the doll?
Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mummy says this is for her little chicken, and it's time to come home. That's what I call her. My little chicken.
Is she going to be an actual chicken?
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
I really hope she's an actual chicken.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me.
I'll do my best, and goodbye.
You are an angel. Truly you are.
Now, can we examine the doll? That's a good question. Wow, inventory's getting full real quick. Where is the doll? There it is. I don't think we can.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue just to this road.
Okay, let's climb up here. And hello, Magister Yarrow.
I'm looking for an inmate. He wears a large bronze ring with a dragon stamped into it. Name of Migo.
Oh, well, I believe I know where Migo is. I haven't.
Useless. It is a very important matter that I locate this Migo. Tell me if you hear mention of him.
I will tell you if or when I hear mention of him. Let's hop up here, and there's a dwarf man up here named Brother Bayer.
Greetings, child. I find myself in your so-called divine lands, yet I feel his absence deep in my heart all the same.
Say these are no more your lands than his.
You may feel like an inmate here, but you and your captors are the same stuff, in race and customs, if not heart. You'll see what a difference that can make.
Do you not realise I'm undead? I don't really have a heart, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't talk.
Is it an order?
I want to climb down the ladder, thank you. So these guys over here are playing cards. Or a game of some sort. But we don't want to speak to them yet, because I do believe we can find an item that will allow us to do more with them in the future. Okay, down this way. Let's have a chat to... Oh, he spoke to us. Gowan.
You just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
Why do you want to know?
It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one.
Well, I will tell you that I'm here alone, despite the two people behind me, the cat and the talking squirrel on an undead cat. But yeah, I'm here alone.
In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Too fast. Way too fast.
What are you planning, friend?
I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Just one. Are you interested?
Yeah, I want in.
Attaboy. Who wouldn't? Finally someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can both get out of here.
Sounds pretty good to me.
There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location.
Well, how about you tell me where I can find
It's
it?
found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me a map and I'll show you where to go.
Hang on, hold up. Crocodilians? How many? crocodilians.
Not enough to trouble a fine specimen such as yourself.
Oh, jeez.
Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those overgrown lizards what for.
Okay, there's another quest for us to go get some teleportation gloves. Lovely, jovely. Okay, let's speak to Mr. Laszlo, shall we? Stop moving.
Ho ho! Ain't come to shake me down for my knickers, have you? You're all I got left after your buddies were through with me.
Tell the dwarf to keep his underpants by all means.
Right kind of you, my friend. I've grown quite attached to him over the years. Well, almost literally in this filthy place.
So he doesn't want to speak to us too much, but I believe we speak to him as a lizard. There we go.
Ancient empire, that is. Got nothing spicy enough to keep my mind off this place for a few bars.
So he doesn't like humans because they're magisters, but if we talk to him as a lizard, we get more options. Tell him that as a lizard prince, the tunes you know are used to control slave folk like himself. Such power is not for him to... That seems like a bad idea. Well, we'll say it because it's the only interesting quest line.
Blimey, must be real fun parties you throw back home. Slave folk like myself, eh? Go kiss a rat's behind, why don't you?
Yep, I knew that might not have been the best course of action, but let's speak to Rezik. Again, we will go as the Red Prince because he's a lizard.
The King's brow knits together, then apart and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts and doesn't look up as you approach.
Tap him on the shoulder.
What?
Oh, kin. New, are you? Very good, very good. Make yourself at home.
Express your surprise that he does not recognize you.
Of course I recognize you. You're the Red Prince. That's about as obvious as a very obvious thing. Your point?
That's about as obvious as a very obvious thing. Ask if he has any advice for a recent arrival.
Advice? Hold on to yourself, kin. The fort is full of decent folk turned savage by confinement. Do not let it happen to you. Hold on to your dignity, if you have any left.
Ask the kin what's on his mind with our lizard race.
My mind? What else, kin? I'm wondering why. All of this. Source, the Voidwoken, the Divine. Why?
Tell him all shall be well when the kin are returned to their rightful place.
Then? The egg? We'll go back to the egg.
Ask him what he means.
We've used Source for thousands of years. We have used it to heal, to grow. How can it be that it suddenly summons these horrors from the void? And when will Alexander ascend to divinity? We cannot continue like this.
Cool. So, obviously, it's awesome because you get different dialogue options depending on what character you're playing as and what race and all of that. It's kind of crazy. Okay, these guys are having a chat.
It isn't my fault she's dead. Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not him, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on.
Excuse yourself, seeing that the situation is about to
Go
escalate.
on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
Uh-oh.
A flat smile twitches across Balladier's lips.
You don't say that type of thing.
She never did like you.
Oh dear. Oh, Sammy boy, you a dead boy.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Stand before him in shock. Mutter that he just killed a man in cold blood.
Don't feel too bad. Fella had no decency. If you don't have that, you don't have anything to live for.
Tell him not to fool himself. What he did was
He
inexcusable.
nods at you and turns back to his handiwork. He lines up another nail and hammers it into the panel.
He doesn't care about my opinion. Well, at least we get some free loot. Okay, there is so much to do in this place. Let's head into the main kind of structure courtyard thingo now, shall we? Speak to Needle.
What's your hand, Pipsqueak? What are you loitering round here for?
So you're looking for a way out of Fort Joy.
So where then? The death swamps or the ocean brimming with voidwoken. Fat chance of getting more than 5 feet in any direction and keeping your skin right side out.
You don't have anything good to sell. There's some things I'd like to discuss. Ask if he knows how the Magisters intend to cure people of source.
Hell if I know. Don't rightly know if it can be done. If they take the source out of you, what are you?
Ask if he's ever heard of someone escaping this place.
Pelamine made it as far as the Hollow Marshes even. They dragged his corpse back the next day. Head pulled clean off by a ghost. I saw it myself.
Well, that's terrifying. What do you know about the Voidwoken?
I never seen one myself, but me cousin up in Gore said one appeared from the clear sky one day and ate up every child under the age of 12. I don't know where they come from, but without the Divine, there ain't much we can do to stop them.
Okay, so they eat children under 12 apparently.
Fort Joy.
A delivery. Surely you'll
What a
have one.
crumbling disaster.
Scram. Snake face.
Oh, these guys are having a fight.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm very tired. Abominably tired. Beg your pardon.
Okay. Stingtail, you don't want to talk? That's cool. Let's have a chat to Hildy.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack, ain't you, mate? Who could blame you with the garbage they got for sale round here?
Fair.
Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by special means.
Say you'll have a look as long as it's quality
Only
stuff.
the finest, you know.
So she has some rogue skills, scoundrel, sorry, and some armor and whatnot. Now we don't have heaps of gold at the moment. We're not in the market to buy a bunch of stuff, but it's good to know that she's got some good loot. Now we can have a chat to Camp Boss Griff.
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a potato. As you approach, he looks up, setting the potato, but not the sharp little knife, down on the table.
What?
Are you in charge around here?
Who's asking?
Say you come to him as a kinsman seeking guidance.
He smirks and holds the little knife up to the light, watching it glint.
I'm listening.
Say you've heard he's a good friend to have and ask if there's anything you can help with.
He points the tip of his blade at the grisly sight of the elf hunched over, clutching his knees in the cage.
That is over that direction. We can't quite see him too well from here, but we will go speak to him after this.
I solve my own problems.
Looking for a way out of this place.
Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes.
Now that's fair. What do you know about the Magisters and their cure for
I'll
sorcerers?
cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache too.
So what he's saying is, you get cured from source if you die, basically. Ask if he knows his thugs are terrorizing the camp citizens.
Thugs? Look at it this way. People get lawless here.
Christ almighty.
Starve.
Apparently I don't know how to hold on to a controller. And I've bloody lost a piece of it again because this bloody controller falls apart very easily. I apologise for that, guys. He doesn't have much to trade, so we're just gonna leave him for now, but he will be important in the future. Let's go talk to Butter.
Heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around, Griff. I'm watching you.
Ask her if she likes what she sees.
Ha! Cheeky. What's your name?
Tell her she can call you whatever she wants.
All right, Slick. Haven't seen you around here before. When did you get in?
Say you've been here long enough to know she's the most beautiful woman in the camp, so we can flirt the heck out of this chick.
All right, easy now. You seem sweet, but I'm more curious about you than a bunch of cheesy lines.
Laugh and apologise. You'll tone it down a few notches.
Ha! Thank you.
Ask if she's been here a long
Long
time.
enough, I reckon. I'm surprised they haven't come for me yet. Most folks get taken away for the cure after just a week or two.
Oh, she is a
For beasts.
archer by the looks of it. Ask if she's ever thought about escaping.
By the Divine, haven't I? Back home again. Or to somewhere totally new. Sun, wine, freedom. But those are just dreams. No one can escape from here.
Tell her you're dead serious about it. And when you find a way out, she should come with you.
She laughs. The sound fills the air like the ringing of a bell.
Now, wouldn't that be something? Look, I have an idea. I know we don't know each other very well, but time is so short and a connection is so rare. If we get out of here, will you meet me again in Arx?
Ask why you need to wait until you leave this place. Like she said, time is short, and who knows if you'll ever leave.
I have responsibilities here. I can't start running around outside the family. It isn't done. But once we're out of here, none of that will matter. You'll meet me, won't you?
Say absolutely nothing could keep you from
She
it.
leans forward and grazes your cheek with her lips.
Until then.
Does she not realise I'm undead? But can we actually save her? I'm not sure. I've never tried. But that is definitely going to be a goal of ours. Noosie.
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? Why don't you enter a match and let some of that frustration out the right way?
Your stomach does a somersault. This must be an arena of the one, home to a fabled cult of battle. Ask her to tell you more. That is my scholarly instincts talking, of course.
Nothing I can tell you can't find out by slipping down that hatch. If you've got the spit in you, that is.
So we can go down this hatch to do some battling, but we're not going to do that quite yet. We are going to speak to Amiro, though.
Leave him be. Don't make me say it again.
Wait, Griff.
Listen, I can help you if you just... Shut up, elf.
Say this elf seems badly injured and ask why he's being held here.
This clown? Caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist.
Ask how he's sure that he's the culprit.
Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy.
Ask what he's meant to have stolen.
Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet.
Make a proposition. You'll find the stolen supplies, and Griff will free Amiro.
All I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal.
Okay. Now I can speak to Amiro.
An elf, caked in mud and blood, looks up at you from the bottom of the cage. He holds his shoulder at a strange angle. Despite his condition, he appears eager for your attention.
You believe what he says? That I am a thief?
No. You wouldn't put it... I wouldn't put past a man like that to lock up whoever he pleases.
Deceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me, looking for a way out?
Yes. Do you know a way?
I do. I prepare it myself. One only has to follow the path.
So the first person that we've met so far that knows a way out of Fort Joy, supposedly, besides the teleporting guy.
But you guess I need something too.
What do you have in mind?
I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out of here. I cannot die in this cage.
Sounds like a good arrangement for both of us, Amiro.
Finally. Progress. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. You must find who steals them.
I think I can do that.
After I am free, you are free.
Do you have any idea who took the supplies, though?
I see no one. In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies. But I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks.
Do you know why he's so hellbent on getting these particular supplies back?
Griff is a powerful man. Power is mysterious, in case you haven't noticed.
What were you doing around Griff's kitchen anyway?
I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, a potato or two. Nothing Griff should be loath to give. I need to escape, and I have people to consider. You understand?
I understand.
Thank you. And hurry. Please.
So now we have to save Amiro. We are getting quests upon quests, which I think is the way to go. Got to speak to everyone we can just to make sure we don't miss anything. Now we have Mona. Hello, Mona. Speak to me, please.
Leave me. Go.
Let's see. Tell her not to fear. You've seen the other side. Oh no, that sounds terrifying. Note her pallor and ask if she needs help.
Leave me be. Just leave.
Oh, she's a necromancer. No wonder. Okay. Let's keep her going. Who else do we have? Good idea to speak to. We have Mr. Buddy.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
What's your name, bud?
I'm Buddy.
The friggin' voices of the animals. Oh, so good. What's the matter?
It's no use anyway.
Oh, give the dog Atus's nice juicy leg? That seems a bit intense. But first I'm gonna tell him to, tell me what's going on.
You're nice. Emmy would have loved you.
Ask whether this Emmy is the reason he seems so blue.
She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her.
Scratch behind the pooch's ear. He's not alone, for now at least.
I love you.
I can imagine that's just how dogs would feel anyway. It's so good.
Let me show you something.
Ooh, what's he going to show me? What have you found over here, friend? Oh, it's a key. Buddy's key. Good find. Buddy. Oh, no. What? No, don't go in the cave. Oh, almost just wandered into a random cave. But let's speak to Buddy again. Okay, no. No more speaking to Buddy. Now, you can see, just up here, Sabile. Another possible companion, which I have not yet decided if I want to take on as a companion. So I won't speak to her quite yet, but we can have a little chat to Dr. Lesty.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort.
Pull a flask from your bag and offer it to her.
Look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? An old Dean here'd thank you too if he could.
What happened to him?
Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
Ow, my...
What?
The man sleeps so deeply.
Why did that conversation just end suddenly? Oh, was it because she gave him the alcohol? Whoops. Probably should have spoken to him first then, I guess. Let's head into this magical cave on the beach.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
Oh, that's so weird. I entered the cave and my keyboard went off. Oh! Sorry. What? I'm not allowed to touch the torch? It's a bit weird. Now, we should speak to this guy as a lizard because I believe he does not like other... Oh, humans at least.
Red demon.
Oh.
The exiled pig. I'd heard they'd sent you here, but I'd hoped you'd have drowned yourself before crossing my path.
This guy does not like me particularly. Stare at him in contempt and remark, you remain a prince of the house. He must bow before you.
Bow before pigs and you'll be stained with mud. I do not bow before pigs.
He has some good loot on him, my goodness, but he doesn't like us. So maybe we should speak to him as Fane.
You are in the wrong place, Pinky.
Tell him you're no Divine Order loyal. He need not fear you.
Fear?
He looks awesome, though.
A blind wolf may lead the pack, but sooner or later they will all starve.
ask how he remains so proud while imprisoned like this.
If you shared in a heritage so fine as ours, a culture so advanced, you'd remain proud too.
That's fair.
But never mind that. If you need to suit up, I can offer you a fair price. If not, I would thank you to move on.
Okie dokie. Well, guys, that, I believe, is going to be the end of episode 2 of Divinity Original Sin 2 Enhanced, Definitive Edition. In the next episode, we'll continue talking to everyone from Fort Joy, maybe get into some battling, that's right. If you guys are enjoying these massively long episodes, make sure to leave a like to let me know, and peace out, everybody. I hope you enjoyed.